What up, Mix Nutters? It's your boy Marcus, back in the building, and today we're going to be covering the EMT that got felt up, a snow shoveling incident, and of course, Prince's beloved Pigeon. Coming up next. Alright, y'all, now this first story here, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This EMT worker, right, guys, she pressed charges against this guy that fell out, was having a seizure, saying that he inappropriately touched her. Now, let's just dig into this story here. I'm gonna show some photos, but I'm just give you the whole story first, and then we're gonna come back. So, on January 28th, he encountered a 32-year-old EMT worker who was responding to a fire in New York City's Bronx borough. Got flagged down to aid the gentleman. Bronx attorney Darcy Clark dropped charges of attacking an EMT worker against the gentleman after his office released a video on Wednesday on the incident. So this is actually a 4-minute long video, but I'm not gonna show the whole thing. But the passerbys went to help the gentleman as he lay on the ground having a seizure, and the EMT worker got up and moved away and claimed that the gentleman that was having a seizure inappropriately grabbed her. But the footage shows the dude having a seizure proved that he was incapacitated, and this was a false narrative that spread through media and social media like wildfire. So the EMT worker, she just moved his hand away without any assistance. And she was covered in protective gear. I don't know if you noticed, but I can't even tell I didn't even know this was a woman, because that's how much like firefighter gear she actually had on. And she just immediately thought he was copping the field, even though he was clearly on the ground shaking and having a seizure. And now let's just take a look at the photos here. They help him up or whatever. But this whole thing is crazy, because look, man, the dude's having a seizure, right? He's probably losing control of his functions, right? Not probably, he is. Why do you think he's automatically trying to grope her? Like, what? You know what I mean? I know you're a woman, you gotta keep an eye out for those sort of things, but like, come on, man. Come on, son. Come on.
It's time to stop!
Dude having a seizure. All right, like, what are you doing? You think he started having a seizure, stopped for a moment, Mo's grab a little boobies real quick? Like, no, man, the dude was having a seizure and you accused him of that. Can you imagine having a seizure, waking up in the hospital, and then finding out you're getting charged for groping an EMT? Like, after your seizure, and you're like, when did this shit happen? I was out of pocket. I don't even remember all that going down like that. This is crazy, man. All right. People will just be running around throwing accusations around with no basis in reality whatsoever. That is nuts, bro. That is mixed nuts. Like and subscribe. This next story takes place in Pennsylvania. I don't know what's going on with these neighbors or what was going on in the past, but it was a snow shoveling argument, right? This guy completely loses it, okay? He then goes in the house, gets a gun, shoots both of them, the wife and the man that he was arguing with, and then he turns the gun on himself. It's like, all this over snow shoveling? Why are we still not taking mental health serious, man? I'm not gonna show you the whole video because it's pretty brutal. I'm just gonna show you a snippet of the video and just go over, just let you hear what happened, basically the moments before the shooting.
Dummy, mother. Jeez. Whoa, right.
Oh, you?
Oh, hey, yeah.
You?
Put the shovel down.
You?
What? Go ahead.
Oh,
Call me a dummy, mother. I'll knock your goddamn head off your shoe. Mother. You go yourself, you queer. Call me a scummy mother. Step out here, I'll knock your ass out.
this Pennsylvania man was caught on video ruthlessly gunning down 2 neighbors during a snow shoveling dispute Monday before turning the gun on himself, and he was an engineer and a decorated Navy veteran. Now, mental health is so important, especially for the vets, man. I'm a veteran. I've seen people come back and be nuts, and then they just like send them back out into the world like it's all good. We don't place any value on mental health or any of that. I'm sure that given enough time, the news will try to blame the gun. It was clearly the dude that had the problem, because your normal response for a snow shoveling dispute is not going in a house, grabbing a gun, just shooting everybody like it's Walking Dead. Like, no. Something's wrong up here. It's not the gun. Guns are an inanimate object. You know, and it's one of those things where, like, guns are one of those things where it's one of the weird things that people blame everything on, but it's just an object. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody got a whole lot of kids, nobody ever blamed tequila. You know what I'm saying? Or they never be like, if only they made those condoms better. Like, you know, I mean, it's guns is a weird topic because people tend to blame it on those people. But look, man, if he got mental health issues, it's not gonna matter. If he had a gun, if he didn't have a gun, he probably came back out with a machete and it would have been even more gruesome. So we really got to take that most serious, man. And this, I'm telling you, this story is super disturbing. Shows where a lot of the country is basically from the pandemic. The pandemic has destroyed people's mental state. A lot of people was kind of fragile to begin with. So once this hit and they got more separated from humanity, they are just out there on the ledge ready to tip on over. In entertainment news, Prince's beloved Pigeon died at 28 years old. I gotta be honest, I didn't even know pigeons lived that long, man. The pigeon was 28. I'm like, the pigeon was old enough to drink, bro, and like have a 401k at this point. Like, that's insane. So the late pop icon pet passed away Tuesday due to a deteriorating health-related issue due to advanced age. The bird name was Divinity, and Divinity lived there with the singer since the 90s and was one of several doves Prince kept in the property's atrium. Wow, so he had like several doves. I mean, you know, between him and Michael Jackson, as far as like strange and unusual things, they still #1 in that, man. Like, I mean, it's a lot of strange pop stars or movie stars or whatever, but did anybody ever really beat Michael Jackson and Prince as far as weird and unusual? Like, in the way they act, in the way they dress, like on a normal basis? Like, nobody beat that. Like, you know, there's a lot of stars that dress up for music videos or award shows, but I'm talking about like, these guys really dress like that all the time. Like, Michael Jackson always dressed like Captain Crunch, no matter who was looking. All right, he was wearing the little ninja mask before the Corona hit. You know what I'm saying? So like, he always been up on that. And so has Prince. To have a dove, I mean, you know what? Like, you just got doves and you're not a boxer. Like, you ain't got, you know, boxers keep pigeons, but you got doves. I mean, all right, dude, you rich. I mean, you know, you could do that. Alright, Mixed Nutters, that's it for me today. If you want to support the channel, go to buymeacoffee.com/mixnuts. We got new videos coming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And until next time,